Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. 'Tis the season of new drugstore launches, and I gathered a few things that I'm really excited to try. We've got a new primer from Milani. We also have a new Lumi Glow Tint from L'Oreal. I'm so excited to try this. Now, I don't know if this is new to the market, but I've got a little story behind this Neutrogena Glow Perfecting Pen, or Perfector pen. And then I have been dying to try out the L'Oreal Lumi the glass highlighter sticks, okay? So this is all like complexion focused, but I am so excited because it's honestly been a long time since I've been giddy to try new drugstore complexion things. However, I feel like they have been launching a lot of new things lately at the drugstore, so we're gonna start testing these out. I really hope I find some good gems today. So all I've got on my face right now is just skincare. We're gonna hop into the first product that I picked up. I got this at Ulta. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. This looks so fabulous. This is made in Korea, so I feel like there's gotta be some innovation here. Korea just does a great job with products. I'm so excited. Okay, so look at the inside. It definitely looks like more of a silicone smoothing primer, maybe something similar to like that Tarte pore smoothing primer. It also has a little applicator. This retails for $15.99 full price at Ulta, but of course, I feel like drugstore brands always kind of vary in price depending on where you pick it up. Sometimes some retailers have good sales, so honestly, it's wild that the prices are getting up into like $15 to $20 range for drugstore products. It's just wild, but okay. So this has moisture locking micro powders to create a soft focus filter that instantly blurs pores and fine lines. It features a 3D hydrating complex for moisture retention. It's supposed to be cooling, has a whipped souffle-like formula, that's cute, and a custom packaging with built-in applicator. So we can try the applicator. You can see here on the lid, and it pops out, and it's just like a little spoon or spatula. So let's use the applicator since it's there. I don't want to use too much of this. Let me try to get just a teensy bit. I feel like you can really go overboard sometimes with these types of primers, so I'm going to try to not do that. And it's said to make sure you close the lid tightly, so that's what we will do. Ooh, it definitely does have like a cooling sensation even between my fingertips. So let's go ahead and apply this in the areas that I need line smoothing and pore filling, which for me is honestly just the T-zone. So I'm going to really focus it here on the chin as well. Okay, what I like about this off the bat is how lightweight it feels. You know how a lot of the silicone primers feel very heavy, even though they're very effective and they like make the skin look flawless? This has almost a watery feel to it, which is nice. I really like that. All right, let's take a look up close at my skin. I really like how lightweight it feels. There were some qualities to the product that I was kind of expecting, and then others that I was not expecting. So I still feel like it really smoothed things out. It feels like it's not sitting on top of the skin, which makes me excited because I wasn't sure how it was going to perform underneath foundation, especially like more of a tint. But I really like how that feels. Let's move on to the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glow Tint. Now this reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So this, what I'm actually excited about is the packaging because it's a plastic bottle with a pump. Okay, there's not that many drugstore foundations I feel like that have a pump, okay, and I'm so excited about that. I'm on Ulta's website. This says, discover Lumi Le Glow Tint. Healthy glow meets breathable coverage of a foundation in the lightweight water-based skin tint by L'Oreal Paris. It has reflective pearls, blurring pigments, and 82% hydrating serum for a healthy soft lit glow. It provides a natural makeup result and minimizes color imperfections. It has a weightless texture, it's easy to blend and build, skin feels moisturized and doesn't feel greasy, okay, and it's available in 16 glowy shades. I did pick up 2 shades because I just wasn't sure which one I would be, and I still don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward the lightest shade. Oh my goodness, that's January for you. This is the shade 100, cool. Let me show you up close first, the packaging again. I really like the pump on this. I really like the packaging. By the way, this retails for normally $16.99. Right now it's on sale on the Ulta app. Price just depends on where you get it. I gotta prime the pump since it's new. Oh, it's like very watery actually. Very serum-like. More watery than the actual L'Oreal serum tint. This is a much thicker formula, which is kind of interesting. Let me just test the shade. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna work for me today. All right, so let's do a little bit of this. It's super runny. Can you see that? Like it's very watery, which I think it's not a bad thing. It just means that this is gonna feel very serum-like, but that's exactly what it said. And it said it was gonna be super hydrating, super weightless. So let's give this a go. Let's do one side of the face first to see how that looks, and then we can compare it to the bare side of my face. So I'm just gonna apply this with a BK Beauty 101 brush. Ooh, I really like the glow that it's giving. The shade match is fabulous. I'm just gonna take what's left on the back of my hand and press it into the skin. This does kind of dry down, which is interesting because it feels so watery, but then it almost feels like it sets in a way. Okay, I do feel like the finish is very, very skin-like, very luminous. Hopefully you can see the before and the after here. I think this is actually really pretty. I was kind of nervous as to how it would settle on top of that primer. Sitting on top of the skin, there's a little patchiness right here, which could very well be from the primer since it's more of a silicone base, I think. I don't have the full ingredient list on this packaging, so. But overall, especially from like a normal distance, this actually looks really pretty. So let's apply it to the other side. And yeah, this shade is great, 100 Cool. It's like a perfect match for me right now. I really like the texture. I like how watery it is. Even though the packaging kind of reminded me of the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I don't think, now that I've tried the texture, that they're dupes for each other. The Charlotte Tilbury foundation is much thicker. It's not watery, like serum-based like this. And I'm so happy to see a serum-based foundation that doesn't have a dropper on it because that's just the worst. So I really am appreciating the packaging with a formula like this. Okay, it definitely has like visible pearl, not sparkle. What I mean by that is you can see like an actual glow. So there are pearls mixed into this formula, which they did say. I thought that applied beautifully, honestly. I'm excited to see how this wears today. It looks really, really nice. All right, let's move on to a concealer that I had no idea that existed until earlier this month. We were doing a photo shoot for Review Beauty, which is my beauty brand, for some new products that are coming. So excited to show you guys. But one of the models, we were like just kind of talking about what our favorite products were with the makeup artist, and the model, Tasia, which I'll pop a little video of her up here. She is so darling. She's so beautiful. Anyway, she pulled these out of her cute little vintage makeup bag, and she was like, these are my ride or die. I always have these in my purse. And I was like, what is that? I was like, literally, I do this for a living. I've never ever seen these Neutrogena Glow Perfector pens. She was saying how this is all she wears on the skin if she really wants it to look exactly like skin. And she uses a lighter shade to conceal. And then she also used a darker shade to contour. So I was like, say no more. I'm trying this immediately. I was easily influenced. So that's what this is. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the shade Fair. It's exactly like the Touche Eclat, kind of like concealer pen situation. This is the shade Fair. We're gonna start with this one. I'm gonna go in with just a bit of this underneath the eyes. And she actually used just like her finger to blend it out. So let's try that first. Then we can kind of compare both sides. But again, I don't think this is a new product. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm wrong. I have literally just never seen it at the drugstore. Okay, that really actually does look very skin-like. It actually has a tiny bit of luminosity similar to that foundation. Hopefully you can see the before and after. Like, it definitely does conceal and brighten, but it doesn't look heavy or feel heavy underneath the eyes, which is what we like. So I'm gonna go in with a bit more on this side now. It's so pretty. Like, it really does look so natural under the eyes. Okay. So this at Walmart retails for $12.97 and at Target almost $18. What in the world? Prices can really vary. It's crazy. Okay, now I'm going to take the darker shade that I bought. I bought the shade Medium. I don't actually know if this is going to be deep enough for a contour for me, but I just tried to go off the swatches. I actually bought this on Amazon. I feel like that will work for me. I was scared of it being a little too warm, but it's okay. And I actually like the idea of an applicator like this for contour because it's just so precise. So let's see how things go. I'm gonna do just one half of the face first though. Again, this is like a concealer product, so technically not meant to be contour, but I had to try it. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend this out all over. Ooh, I love how well it blends. I'm not using my fingers for this, obviously. It would just take too long. Also, how nice for like a little nose contour, you know? Okay, let's go ahead and add a bit more of this to the other side of the face. Now my only thing with this is the shade is a little bit warm for me. But again, this is not designed to be a contour, so I can't really complain too much. It just has more warmth than what I would typically go for a contour product. I really do like this idea of contour pen like this. Let's add a bit onto the eyelid just to add some depth there. And now I'm going to check up close and just kind of go over everything with a sponge. I'm actually going to go back in with the lighter pen and just kind of clean up underneath the jawline with this and clean up a little bit along the sides of the nose as well. I'll just blend that in with my sponge. Honestly, I think things are looking really nice. Again, even though that shade is a little warmer than my typical contour, I still think because it's sheer, it works. Okay, let's do a little setting powder. I'm just gonna use my Huda Beauty. Since we're using a lot of new complexion products, I wanna kind of make sure I'm using my tried and true other complexion products. So we're gonna take the Huda Beauty powder on a puff and go ahead and set that concealer, which looks amazing under the eyes, by the way. Like typically with a concealer, I need to go in and kind of pat out the fine lines. Concealer settled before powder, and there's no settling. That's a plus. Okay, I'm just gonna take this powder kind of all over. My complexion is looking really nice. I am getting very excited. Okay, so we still have our little highlighter stick to try at the end of this, but I gotta do the rest of my makeup. So let me just do that off camera really fast. I'll link the products that I'm using down below, and then we can try out the glowy highlighter balm and then get to a wear test because I'm really excited to see how this will look throughout the day. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished applying my makeup. Everything applied so beautifully on top of all of those complexion products. I really like how everything looks. Even down to like the concealer being used as contour, even though it felt super warm at first, I feel like now that the rest of my makeup is on, it all looks fine. I feel like it got a little bit heavy in my hairline, so that's the only thing. But let's go try the L'Oreal Lumi the Glass highlighter sticks. I've been dying to try these out. I grabbed a couple of shades, and they actually have a couple of formulas. One I believe is a little more sheer of a base, and one has more of a full base, and I can't remember which one this is. Ooh, I'm so excited. This looks more sheer to me. So I picked up the shade 610 Glassy Pearl and 620 Glassy Ballet Pink. So let me wipe off the makeup on the back of my hand as best as I can so that you guys can hopefully see the difference between these two. So I can try to swatch them. I'm gonna swatch them pretty heavily so we can get a little bit of a good idea of like base color in there. So here is Glassy Pearl and here is Glassy Pink Ballet. Again, these are built up quite a bit. I'm so into this one. I'm very, very excited about this. Let me pull up some of the details on this product. So this retails for $12.99 at Ulta, $13.99 at Target, $9.97 on Amazon. It really just, I'm telling you, it depends. I got mine on Amazon actually. Okay, yes, these two that I picked up are the translucent ones. I didn't really want too much of a base color in these. This shade, Glassy Pearl Eclat, is described as a translucent nude ivory, which I would agree with. It says it glides over skin in a smooth, even finish, easy to apply on-the-go stick format, easily buildable and layers well over makeup. It has a lightweight texture that melts into skin upon application. Apply on your cheek, forehead, collarbone. Okay. Typically with these types of formulas, I do not go directly on the skin. I like to have a little bit more control. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit and put it on the back of my hand. Actually, no, I'm gonna pick it up with my sponge first, like this. And then I kind of tap it into the back of my hand. And let's pop it onto the high points of the cheeks right here. I just feel like this way I'll get a little more control. I won't overdo it. I am obsessed with a balmy highlighter. Oh, that's pretty. Yes. Oh, that's so pretty. My favorites so far have been from Victoria Beckham and Chanel, which is not the cheapest for a balmy highlight. So having one at the drugstore that kind of does that same effect. I like to keep my glow on the cheeks mostly. I'll do a tiny bit maybe right here. But since I'm trying a lot of new complexion products, I don't really want to overdo the highlighter, just so I can really see how everything wears. But by golly, oh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I definitely feel like I would prefer the more clear base. I feel like I should try the other one eventually, but for now, goodness me, this looks good. Really beautiful, and it does sit on the makeup nicely. Oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled about this. Okay, Normally, you guys, I would do setting spray. Like I would kind of assess the situation and then set the face. But since we're trying new complexion products, I'm gonna skip setting spray just so we can really see how these products wear on their own. I am taking what's left on that concealer contour brush and just blending things out just a little bit more. Like seriously, you guys, my complexion looks so fresh, so healthy, so high-end, it's actually crazy. This highlighter is doing the most, but the foundation too. And I do feel like the primer did a good job smoothing things out, even though I wore a lot of glowy products on top. I liked that texture of the primer as well. The concealer looks impeccable underneath my eyes. So far, so good with this, you guys. So it's currently 12:15. I'm gonna be wearing this for the rest of the day. I'm so excited to see how this wears. But based off my first impressions and application, like I have high hopes for these products, my friends, which is just something that makes me feel giddy when I find good drugstore things. So let's go ahead and start our wear test. I'll see you guys in a little bit for my first check-in, but by golly, I'm having a good makeup day so far. So let's hope that things look really good by the end of the day. So I'll see you guys in a bit for my check-in. All right, here's a little check-in about 5 or so hours into wearing this. It's around 5 p.m. and honestly, you guys, my complexion looks so nice. There's some areas where I feel like I would want to touch up, but it doesn't look greasy, kind of like what it said in the description, that like it's glowy but not greasy. I'm getting the same vibes. Like I don't feel like it's not balanced. Do you know what I mean? So things are looking good right now. Let's keep wearing it and see, but I'm really happy with how things look so far. But let me wear it for a few more hours for like my final opinion. This glowy bomb is my whole personality today. I love it. So I'm really happy with where everything's at. So let's see how things go in a few more hours. Okay, plot twist, you guys. Literally minutes after I filmed my last check-in yesterday, I had a little family emergency. Everything is okay. But one of my siblings, long story short, needed surgery and I was low-key a wreck. So everything's okay. But that was just not on the plans. I don't feel like those types of things ever really are. So needless to say, I was not able to finish my wear test. So I put the products back on today. The only thing I forgot to put on, you guys, is the primer, but I actually am glad that I forgot because I feel like the foundation is laying even nicer on top of no primer, since like that Milani primer had a little bit of like a silicone base to it. So anyway, we're doing a wear test again. I finished applying this around 3:30. It's currently 3:45. So I'm gonna wear this for as long as possible tonight to get like a fair wear test, and I will let you guys know how things look. But yes, life is so just unexpected sometimes. Anyway, stay tuned for my second, but still first, end of the day wear test. All right, you guys, it is currently 11:15, so I've been almost wearing this for around 8 hours. I realized I sneezed earlier and I used a tissue and I completely wiped off the foundation on my nose. So we're gonna have to ignore that spot. But overall, I feel like my complexion held up really nicely. I think that the L'Oreal foundation is definitely more of like an everyday skin tint situation. I think it wears actually really well on my skin, but it's not full coverage. It ends up fading a little bit, I feel, by the end of the day, but it looks really nice. It does stay balanced. It doesn't make me feel or look greasy. I honestly can see myself reaching for that on a daily basis. It looks really pretty, and I thought it looked better actually without the Milani primer, since that foundation is more water-based and the Milani primer had more of a silicone feel to it. The concealer is so pretty. I honestly don't know if I'll be using the darker shade as a bronzer as much as I will the lightest shade underneath the eyes. It's so pretty. There's been no creasing, no like crustiness under the eyes. So gorgeous. I'm really excited about that Neutrogena concealer. And then I love the L'Oreal balm as well. Overall, I feel like I found some really incredible things. I'm going to have to try the Milani primer with another foundation down the road. One that's not as watery like the L'Oreal one I tried. But overall, I'm really excited. Like the L'Oreal foundation is very, very pretty. I like how watery it is. I like how it has more of a lightweight coverage versus like the L'Oreal serum in the drop, you know, with the dropper top. You know what I'm talking about, the one that I love. It's more glowy than that as well. So if you're wanting something a little more lightweight than the L'Oreal True Match, the one in the little dropper bottle, if you want something more lightweight than that and more glowy, I think you would really actually enjoy this skin tint. So overall, really, really excited. I'm gonna wear all the products again for sure. So I feel like that was a success. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for being patient with my little vlogs as I end this video. But if you're new here, I would love for you to join the family. Please do so by hitting the subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell after you subscribe so you can get a notification every single time I post a video. And that's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.